This is Brad from Riot Glass, and in this tutorial I'll show you how to measure doors for ArmorPlast. The first step is to map out the scope of work by taking photos and numbering each door. The kits will be mailed to you with a number that you will match to the corresponding door. Detailed instructions on this are available in the first video, How to Measure Windows for ArmorPlast. Make sure you have your measuring forms handy. We want to write down each measurement as we go to avoid costly mismeasures. You'll notice throughout, one of the fundamentals of measuring a door is that we're going from the edge of the frame, not the stop. That small piece going around the edge inside the frame there is the stop that holds the glass in. We're measuring to the outside of that. So you can see right here, the tape measure begins at the outside of the stop and continues across to the outside of the stop. Doors are often out of plumb, so we want to measure both the top of the door and again, all the way at the bottom. Write down both measurements on the form. That's the width measurement. The technician is hooking the tape measure onto this little tiny lip right there on the edge of the frame where the stop connects to the frame, and then measuring also to the outside of the frame here. So if you need help on this one, make sure you have someone down below holding that so that you do not slip off of the frame and end up with a mismeasure. On the vertical, we measure both sides the same way we did on the width. Sometimes doors are out of plumb. We want to make sure that the panel you receive is perfectly tailored to your door. And have someone write down the measurements as you call them out, or write them down immediately after you measure just to make sure you get it right. So now we have both of our horizontal and vertical measurements. If you have more than one door, measure each door this way. In most cases, ArmorPlast is installed on the outside of the door, facing the exterior of the building. But in some cases, it's used on the inside if for some reason we cannot install it on the outside. If you have any questions during your measure, be sure to call the number at the bottom of the screen and our technical services department will walk you through the process. Next, we're going to measure the inside of the pull handle to the edge of the frame. This measurement is really important because we're going to center the handle on top of the ArmorPlast framing, and we want to make sure that we get that measurement exact. The ArmorPlast framing is wider than the handle, and the tubing used in making these handles is usually 1 inch in diameter. Just verify that and write it on your form. The same way that we measured the inside of the door handle to the frame, we're going to do that with the lock cylinder as well. Once you've had a chance to write down the distance from the lock cylinder to the frame, go ahead and get the width of the stop. We're going to need this, and there's places on the form for all of these measurements to be entered. You can see on this post-installation photo, the handle sits right on the center of the ArmorPlast framing. In this completed ArmorPlast installation, you can see the surface mount sitting on the frame all the way around the window. So anything that you notice on the doors that encroaches into that 1 inch diameter area around the outside of the door, we need to make note of it. In this case, the hinge barely clears the 1 inch perimeter. We're already taking into account the pull handle and the lock cylinder, but we want you to let us know if there's access controls or other obstacles we need to think about. Please take really good clear photos, both inside and out. Sometimes on the inside we'll see some hardware issues that need to be dealt with, and that's always good to know ahead of time. If you have any questions during the measure, please call this tech service number and we'll help you while you're still there at the location. Now that you've completed the survey, be sure to upload your forms and photos online, and I'll see you on the next video.